Hello again, and welcome back to The Front Row, a minor production of the First Congregational Church in South Pekin, where our intent is to bring snippets from our Sunday morning message into your week. We are walking through Richard Foster's Celebration of Discipline, and we are on discipline number 8, and the outward discipline of service. And I'm going to do something today and tomorrow that I don't normally do in these recordings. I'm going to rely heavily on my notes. We're going to do some compare and contrast. We're trying to wrap our mind around what does it look like to wash someone else's feet in today's world. In our culture, in our society, we don't wash feet. But what does it look like today? And our author gives us a couple lists. One we're going to talk about today, one we're going to talk about tomorrow. And today is a compare and contrast. What does self-righteous service look like? And what does true service look like? What does it look like to elevate ourselves? And what does it look like to walk in humility and to serve others? And our goal is to look for the spirit and the heart of true service. But we're going to compare and contrast so we can see what those look like. It's not perfect, especially in my interpretation of it, but it hopefully will put our heart and our mind in the right space. So real quickly, I want to go through this list. So self-righteous service is all done through human effort. I'm going to grit it out. I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I know I'm supposed to do it. And so look at me. It's this idea of just through just grit and human effort. But true service is through a relationship with the divine other. It is out of my relationship with God that my heart overflows with love and my desire to serve. And to God be the glory, not me be the glory. Self-righteous service is impressed with the big deal. Like, I want to make a big splash. I want everybody to see it. I want to have the most impact. It's really about, this big stuff. But true service does not distinguish the small from the large. Doesn't mean we don't do the big stuff, but we also do the very, very small. We are looking for any opportunity as a lifestyle. It's not just the big bang stuff. It's everything. Self-righteous service requires external rewards. Look at me, the applause, the feedback, the affirmation, and we've all seen it. But the true service rests contented in hiddenness. And we're going to come back and talk about that a little bit more. But this idea of being hidden in our nature of service, it's not only not about not getting the affirmation and the applause, but in many cases, I don't even want to be seen. Self-righteous service is highly concerned about results. I get this. I've been a part of a number of different churches, and whenever church, a nonprofit in particular, now it's true in business as well, but I'm going to stick to the nonprofit space. We usually have to answer to boards or other people or even to our givers, the donors. In the church setting, it's the people who are donating to the church's work, but in the nonprofit space, you've got donors that are contributing so that you can do whatever you're supposed to do in acts of service to your contingency. And if you're not getting results, why am I giving you the money? And so I understand that tension, but we want to be careful that we're just serving in areas where we see results, because true service doesn't worry about results. It just sees something that needs to be done and does it. So what we want in our heart as Christians, as disciples of Jesus, is not to be so worried about calculating results and ROI and am I serving in the right place so that I can get the biggest bang for my buck, but it is really about being free from the need to even calculate results and just serving because you know something needs to be done. Self-righteous service picks and chooses whom to serve, basically using scales like that. But true service is indiscriminate in its ministry. It doesn't matter about socioeconomic background. It doesn't matter about whether or not you're going to be able to pay back, for sure. It doesn't matter the neighborhood or the community or race, religion, creed, all of that good stuff. True service just serves. It is an absolute lifestyle of love and service. Self-righteous service is affected by moods and whims. I don't really feel like it today. I'm just not in it today. Well, that's coming from a self-righteous spirit, but a true spirit of service ministers simply and faithfully because there is a need. Doesn't matter how I feel. Doesn't matter what's going on in my life, the circumstances. I see a need and I need to go fill it because I love and I want to represent Christ well in this world. Self-righteous service is temporary. We're going to do that on Tuesday. Whereas true service is a lifestyle. I do it every day. Whenever I am able, I have this lifestyle that is searching for opportunity to serve others. Self-righteous service is insensitive and self-serving. This comes out in you ever been in that situation where you just feel like you had to do something? You just got to do something. I will often see this in times of loss, at a funeral or at a wake, where you just feel like you have to say something, you have to do something, and you almost, in this felt sense of obligation, you force yourself upon the other person or the family, and that's really more about you than it is about them. It's more about me than it is about them. And true service is able to refrain and be just as willing to not serve as to serve, because they can read the room. They understand what's going on, and out of care and concern for the other, they are looking for what best serves them. Self-righteous service fractures community. It's a glorification of the individual. True service builds community. These are just some things to think about as we're comparing and contrasting and trying to judge. What I'm wanting to do is it a self-righteous spirit that is driving me into the service, or is it a true disciplined spirit of service that is all about the other? Just some things that kind of use in the weighing of our heart and mind as we grow in this space. Not meant to be judgmental, not meant to say don't do that thing or don't do it in that way. Really, as we reflect and desire to grow in our heart of service for others, in the discipline of service, the spiritual discipline of service, give us some guidelines and some thoughts to process in that. Again, not perfect. Come back tomorrow with some practical application ideas. Blessings to you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye for now.